Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by Schnook Cedar. This is episode 583. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin. I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
Casey, how are we?
Emphasis on we.
We've
got a friend.
Oh.
Got a friend. Our friend Josh Booth on the P's and Q's. Welcome to the show.
What's up, guys?
We're going to be, if you've been following us for any length of time, we have a fantasy league. Josh is in that fantasy league, diehard Pirates fan, but I won't steal his thunder. But he will be serving as basically an extra set of hands for us because it's all we can do to pull off a regular show on any given day. So he said, Josh, maybe give us a hand, be our researcher, be our producer, just be our guy, be our go-to guy. And so now that we are in full off-season mode, figured what time better than now. So we have Josh here with us. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see him down there in the corner. He's hanging out with us. Josh, glad to have you on here, man.
I am pumped, man. Real excited to get going. So
let the folks know about who you are.
Yeah, plug JB.
Yeah.
Who we got?
Let's do the quick and dirty that you said. Husband to Katie, dad of 3, baseball fan, Pirates fan, stat head.
Go Pirates!
Let's go Pirates. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Just a baseball guy. Been listening to you guys for a while. Gotten to know you over the fantasy chat. Pretty pumped about this, man.
For those who don't know, if you have multiple monitors, if you're one of those people at your desk that has multiple monitors and you're just like a chat GPT guru and it's just always up, you always got it left up, that's Josh, but with baseball reference. That's just, it dominates its own screen. So happy to have JB on the team, man. This is going to be fun. We're going to, things stay normal. Nothing's really going to change, but Josh is going to be able to fact check us when needed and look up some stuff when we need it because I talk out of my booty hole so often. So Josh is going to keep us honest, more me than anything.
Yeah, we're going to have to develop a nickname too. JB is a good start. JB is a good start.
JB in the corner. I like that.
JB in the corner. Well, we'll see what happens. It'll develop naturally, I'm sure.
It will.
Anywho's, we're in the off season, and I think we mentioned at the end of last episode that we're gonna mix things up a little bit. We're gonna get weird as we usually do, but just trying to shuffle things up a little bit. So we've got a couple new things, couple different things planned for these episodes this off season. So let's start with a little bit of a fan engagement read, some reading of the comments, if you will. Mm-hmm. I put out a prompt on Facebook, put out a post like yesterday.
This will probably be our home for it, by the way. This is something we're going to try to do maybe at least for the off season. So if you're not following us on Facebook, go hop on there because that's where the comment section, that comment section goes nuts. So
for better
shout
or
out
for worse.
To the Facebook followers. Yeah.
Better for worse.
Mostly worse, but sometimes it's better. Hopefully this one's better.
But yeah, like Nate said, go follow us on Facebook. But I put out a post the other day. I said, give us your craziest MLB game day story. Not, quote, that time I spilled my beer. We're talking truly insane experience. No rhyme or reason as to why we went with that, but we figured we will mix the prompts up over the off season and really just dive into some of your all's thoughts, some of your comments, some of your stories. And boy, there were some great responses to this. Kind of overwhelming, to be honest with you. Some of these, I was like, didn't know we had people following us that live that kind of life as a fan. But one of these in particular, I wanted to read. So, let me shout out our guy Justin.
Oh boy,
is it Musameki?
come on, man! You had to set yourself up for the hardest last name on the entire.
How would you spell this, or how would you pronounce this? Musumeci.
Say it again.
Musumeci.
Musamechi.
Musameci's
Apologies.
Apologies,
Justin, right? Yeah.
Justin.
Nailed
Yeah.
it, by the way.
Musamechi.
That's it.
Ho
How do you know this?
I don't know.
No, not you, Josh. How is he? How is he? Did he message Justin?
No, I just Googled it.
Yeah. That's what he's here for. Look.
Wow.
Immediately.
Look at that.
Immediately course corrects.
Look at that. All right, Justin. Justin said to the prompt of give us your craziest MLB experience. And just letting you know, it's a little bit lengthy, but this is quite the story. Justin said, buckle up. Everybody settle
I'm buckled.
Story time with Uncle KC. Justin said, summer of 1999. I was in the 5th grade attending a day camp run by my elementary school in Manhattan. One morning during drop-off, my friend's dad told my dad that a company he worked with gave him 2 tickets for the Yankee game that Sunday. But his family was going to their house in Montauk for the weekend, and they couldn't make the game. Knowing we were huge fans, my birthday was the next week, and we had taken his son to some games in the past. He offered them to my dad and I. We gladly accepted them and saw they were special tickets because they came with parking passes and Yankee Club passes. But at the time, there was no way of Googling to see exactly where the seats were. We also knew it was going to be Yogi Berra Day, the first time Yogi was back in the stadium after his longtime beef with Steinbrenner. On the day of the game, my dad and I went early and arrived around 11 a.m. for the 1:35 start. We show our parking passes and are directed to park in the lot directly across from Old Yankee Stadium, which turned out to be the players' lot, and then directed to use the press entrance. Upon entering, we see Whitey Ford and his wife. Ford tells her to go to the seats and he'll meet her after he goes to the bar and then the pregame ceremony. His wife rides the elevator with us to the seating level. We go to our seats and they're in the first row behind home plate. We then go to the Yankees Club. Dad gets a beer, I get a ginger ale. We leave the Yankee Club to go to our seats for Yogi's ceremony. And as the elevator doors are closing, someone yells, "Hold it!" To this day, 26 years later, I still remember thinking, we're going to miss the start of the ceremony. A Yankee attendant sticks their arm in the doors and they open and in walks, you guessed it, George Steinbrenner and Yogi Berra. It's just me, Dad, Yogi, and George standing in a normal size elevator, and I'm in disbelief. One of those moments you can't believe is actually happening. Feels like a dream in your mind, but the adrenaline pulsing through your veins remind you it's entirely real. We exchange pleasantries and tell Yogi how happy we are to see him back in the stadium, and I ask them if they'll sign our program. They say yes. As I give it to George to sign, he says, quote, "The man of the day first." Yogi signs, then George. We go to our seats and watch the pregame ceremony ending with Don Larson throwing out the first pitch to Yogi. Then David Cohn proceeds to pitch a perfect game against the Expos, all with me and Dad sitting in the center of the first row and in just about every TV frame. It was easily a top 5 most incredible experience of my life, sports related or otherwise, and a day I'll never forget.
Bro.
I mean, is that not the most just insane pull? Like, what a crazy story.
I just had my dream day. That's so sick. That's unbelievable. That's so good. It's gonna be hard to continue this.
I mean,
it's
that's
not always gonna be stories, but like, man, that's good.
Yeah, that's a heck of a way to start our segment with this.
I
But
think Justin has a future in and I don't know, some kind of
Storytelling.
Yeah, write
Yeah.
a book or something, man. Jeez.
Well, I was trying. I
I
mean,
was on the edge of my seat.
I'm reading these comments, and I'm like, what is like my craziest game day experience? I
Not
couldn't
anywhere near that. I'm
not even close.
I don't even want to tell any stories because that's unbelievable. That's sick, man. Shout out to the family that went to Montauk because those jokers didn't know. Then David Cohn with the perfect game just being like a cherry on top.
It's like not even it's not even like the highlight of the story.
No.
Like,
Be like, that's a cool story. I got to I sat front row, first row, watched a perfect game.
Behind
Like,
home
that
plate
alone is insane. But man,
there's so many layers to that. Sitting
So many
behind
layers.
home plate, first row, that's a story in and of itself. And then
Yeah.
it's like, I was actually there for a perfect game. And then, oh yeah, by the way, ran into George and Yogi in the elevator on Yogi Day. Like,
yeah,
insane.
unbelievable.
But yeah, just wanted to, like I said, this will be something that I think we'll try to roll out as the offseason continues. Just a way to get, honestly, you know what it was? I wanted to introduce different segments so we could stay as far away from the free agency and trade rumors as possible. And I tell you what, I've done such a fantastic job to this point staying away. I haven't bitten on any of the bait, any of the hooks, nothing.
Me neither.
I stayed completely away. John Heyman
Doesn't exist. Never heard of
doesn't
him.
even exist to this
Doesn't
point.
matter to me.
Even Jeff Passan, which we'll get into it, talking about the Pirates.
Go Pirates!
Talking about the Pirates, like of all people to be talking about the Pirates, I'm like, oh, okay, well this is pumping up the heads of Pirates fans all over the nation. When you get Jeff Passan finally validating it a little bit, and it's not John Heyman running his mouth. But yeah, we'll get into that. Some of the other things we'll get into. We're talking the Josh Naylor extension, the Taylor Ward, Grayson Rodriguez trade. Pirate spending, as I mentioned, some new TV deals coming for Major League Baseball. But let's start with the Josh Naylor extension. It was announced a few days ago that Naylor had signed a 5-year contract to return to the Mariners, staying put in Seattle. Locks him up through the 2030 season, includes a full no trade clause, and is worth $92.5 million with no. I love how these reports have to include this now. No deferrals. So what was that?
No deferrals.
No deferrals. Do we like this move? Do we like a lineup that currently includes Cal Raleigh, Josh Naylor, Julio?
I wanted to kind of, initial feel. I just didn't get like that. I don't know what it was. I didn't get the whole warm and fuzzies when he was there. I know it wasn't very long. I don't know if it's also the fact, because I wanted to look up like other first baseman free agents, and there is kind of some fall off, I guess, after Pete Alonso, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know how to spitball it, but maybe 7 to 10 million more AAV. Could you have gotten a Pete Alonso? Could you have? I like that they struck it first. I like that they went and just got it. It just makes me wonder, I don't know if Josh Naylor is like the truth. I don't know if that's like, you know what I mean? I don't know if I want to just commit to him being in the middle of the lineup. Like I haven't seen enough of it to be like, yeah. And not to mention he's below average at first base. Like it's just kind of odd to me. I thought it was a nice move last year just to go and get it. And like, you're making a run and like, let's go get a lefty bat with some pop. But it's strange to me that, you're committing to it for the next 5 years. And pretty shaky defense. I don't know. That's kind of what hit me first.
Is it a sign that we're just getting old that Josh Naylor just doesn't bother me the same way he used to? Is this just something that comes with age, that comes with time? Because I feel like that's been the case for a lot of guys over the years, right? Initially, couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
Not Josh Naylor, just, generally some of the, like, just guys that I wasn't necessarily a fan of. And then 5-6 years passed, I'm like, hey, let's take it easy on XYZ. Honestly, I feel like you mentioned Pete Alonso. That's already a name that I'm having to soften the blow on, because it sounds like there's a good chance that he ends up in Boston. So I'm already having to walk that back a little bit. But
yeah, it's gonna be tough for you.
It's gonna be a tough offseason. But is Josh Naylor a guy for you that? Because you mentioned you didn't get the warm and fuzzies, but is Josh Naylor a guy that has maybe grown into?
I don't know him. He for obvious reasons, the whole, home run off of Cole a couple postseasons ago and the ridiculous home run trot. But I don't know, just more like on the Mariners side. It feels like what you had wasn't enough to get the job done. It just feels like a weird, let's run it back with him. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, if you're inching that much closer, you've now solidified, an MVP caliber performance out of two guys, by the way. Julio ended up having a really good year, and I think was top 7 or top 5 in votes, something like that.
His second half was significantly better.
So it's just it seems odd to me that Josh Naylor was not enough to get you over the hump. And I know it's not like it just falls on him, but it just feels weird that they weren't more creative. They weren't willing to maybe double down and go get a name like a Pete Alonso. And imagine that 2, 3, 4,
But who's to say they're done, though? Because I think with the way that the last few years have gone, they've all but pigeonhole is a weird word to use, but they've basically pigeonholed themselves into needing to actually do something in the offseason. You can't, if you're the Mariners, you can't just skate by with we're happy with who we've got. They've gone too far now. They've shown too much to then just pull out the rug and be like, well, we're going to keep it in house and we'll bring back Naylor, but we're kind of cool in it otherwise.
That's a good point. I'd like to see. I got to remind myself that this isn't their only move. Hopefully, I'd like to see them do a little bit more. Gino being a free agent, so there's obviously a hole at third base. Maybe there's a run at a Bo Bichette, and moving him to second. I think there's some stuff that they could do, but I would like to see them kind of solidify that. And I think it's just the defense being subpar, and I don't know how subpar it is, but that's just the narrative that I feel like I've been fed. That it's the bat isn't good enough to be a DH towards the end of that contract, I don't know. Maybe he'll make me eat my words. And there's also this lingering thing that it's some hitters just flat out can't hit in Seattle. And there's been multiple hitters that have come out and said, I hate it there. I can't see the ball. And it makes you wonder that I don't know, is he one of them or is he not? I don't know if last year was enough of a sample size. Just like to see how this goes, but I want them to do more. I want Seattle to do more, and maybe go get this guy from Japan, and kind of double down. Maybe let him play third for this next year or two until he kind of fades into a first baseman or a DH. I want more oomph in that lineup, basically.
I hope this is just the latest step for the Mariners in the process of crafting their identity further, building their identity further.
Yeah.
And I mean, frankly, just making themselves a destination, like having,
Yeah.
like becoming an appealing destination for these free agents where it's like, okay, they're actually, because we have this conversation all the time, who's actually making an effort to put themselves in a position to win or to at least make a run at this thing, and who's not. And if the Mariners can, they've had, there's been narratives with, how they spend money, how they acquire their talent, or lack thereof, however it is you want to approach it. If this is one of multiple moves, great. But again, if this is it, or if this is their big splash, if you will, then it's like, okay, well, I guess run it back again next year, see what magic you can make. But I would feel much better about the Mariners if they continue to supplement this.
I think it feels like the kind of, I don't know what years are looking like as far as control goes, but it feels like we're kind of coming down to an end of like that early 20 teens Detroit Tigers type rotation where you're like, we're going to look past this in 10 years and be like, you had all of these names and you didn't win one, That's what it's going to end up being. And I feel like we're right on the brink of, Kirby being gone and Logan Gilbert being gone and like Brian Wu becomes the guy. And, it's just, I hope that they can do it during this window where there's still control, somewhat affordable. But I don't know. We've wanted a lot out of them over the last few years and it's just felt like haven't delivered fully.
Speaking of control and arms, Baltimore Orioles parted way with Grayson Rodriguez in a trade for Taylor Ward. I feel like this one, truthfully, just kind of fell from the clouds, honestly. Like I was just going about my, what would that have been, Tuesday evening, and all of a sudden I get the update, which I have to say.
Did you catch the Ryan Ripken response?
I did, but that wasn't even the response that intrigued me, or I'll say shocked me. It was the Jeff Passan tweet. Like, I don't know if it caught him by surprise too, because first of all, it seems like the Orioles broke the trade because he quote tweeted the O's tweet, and in all just like regular sentence case, no breaking, no all caps, no nothing. He just said trade news. Taylor Ward's going to Baltimore and Grayson Rodriguez to the Angels. So I don't know how under the radar this move was that even Jeff Passan isn't breaking it, that he's quote tweeting the O's. But yeah, this just seemed like this was a little bit of a head scratcher. I don't dislike it. I think there's maybe pros and cons to both, but I just wasn't anticipating the O's viewing this as the offseason that they needed to ship out Grayson Rodriguez.
It just feels like a really like sell low. I'm very confused by what the Orioles are doing, because like over the last few off seasons and trade deadlines, we were told that this is like their future ace. We were told, you know what I mean? Like that.
Do you think they know something? Do you think they know something?
Maybe the guy's
there?
made of glass. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's tough
What?
to
Well,
say,
that's what
but
I'm-
like Taylor Ward, what? That you couldn't get anything more out of what the potential ceiling for Grayson Rodriguez is?
Well,
No disrespect, but like,
well, if you
Taylor
just
Ward.
said like he's made out of glass, and you feel like the O's are selling low, which I would kind of agree on both fronts, but if that's what the rest of the league is seeing, and you can still manage to get Taylor Ward, like I don't hate it.
I don't know. JB, what's the Taylor Ward contract look like? Because that to me is strange. They don't know what they're doing as far as like right-handed pop. Like they're just throwing. I think they're blindly just throwing stuff at a dartboard. Like the last few years, it's been like, let's see what we can get out of Gary Sanchez. Let's see what we can get out of Tyler O'Neill. And then now Taylor Ward, and it's just like these like, why at this point in the offseason? Why? I feel like it could have been another name other than Grayson Rodriguez. I think it's just strange. I like it for the Angels because it's like, why not? Let's take a lottery ticket.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean,
see what we can get.
They had a little bit of a logjam out there in the outfield, so I mean, why not? Why not get a?
Especially,
a
I mean, Joe
potential-
Adele like truly came onto the scene last year, right? So,
Yeah, how about that? That's your guy.
It only took freaking 4 years. JB, what you got?
Yeah, Taylor Ward last year of arbitration projected at 13.7 million.
So it's a little better than a rental.
It's a 1-year deal.
I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm very lost. With
I could
direction.
very easily see the O's letting this last year ride out and be like, "Thanks for your service. We'll look elsewhere around the league to fill this slot."
Yeah.
And then you just let Grayson Rodriguez go.
Yeah. We'll run it with like Jorge Soler next year at age 36, whatever he's going to be. Like, I don't understand. It's directionless. It's
Who's also with the
random.
Angels, by the way,
Yeah.
which would
it's
be
just
even funnier.
whatever. Keep doing what you're doing, I guess. Enjoy the bottom of the division. I don't know. I'm being mean. I think everybody was like higher on them. They just underperformed last year, but I don't know. Maybe like you said, maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe they are about to go hard at their rotation the rest of the off season. I'm lost.
I tell you what, man.
Trade for Scooble. They got the farm. They got the pieces.
Yeah, they've had the pieces. They've had the money.
That's what's weird too, because like they've had pieces. You could go get a Taylor Ward with anyone else in your farm.
What are we waiting for?
Like I think he pissed somebody off. I think Grayson said something to somebody they shouldn't have said. And like, all right, watch this. You're gone. Like they could have done it with anybody else. Angels would have taken anything.
Angels have taken anything. They don't care.
They don't.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't be more out on the Orioles philosophy right now. Like, show me something.
Yeah, not this. Don't show me this.
Ryan Ripken, my guy.
Put him in office. What are we doing? Prince of Baltimore needs to take over.
Get your team in order. What are we doing? Like, get some talent in there.
Yeah.
This isn't cutting it. I don't get it. Don't understand.
Well, at least the Ravens are starting to turn it around.
At this point, I'm honestly getting I'm a little higher on the Pirates, if I'm being honest.
Go Pirates!
It's
just any excuse to hit that button.
Well, it was I was setting myself up for what is our next topic, and it is this report. I use that term so loosely.
By the way, welcome to 3-0 Take, by the way. If you hung out with us during the postseason and you're like, wow, these guys are pretty fun, they're pretty lively, this is the opposite of what you're going to, the off-season version of us is just extremely negative until bombs start dropping.
Well, I mean, like, what are we supposed to do? Just pretend that everything's all fine and dandy. Pretend like the Orioles actually spend money because they don't. Pretend like the Orioles part way with their pieces to bring in other pieces because they haven't. Pretend like the Pirates are going to spend money this offseason because they're not. Sorry, JB.
I wasn't sure about I mean, you threw some hard air quotes on report. So
No, I put air quotes on it because like Jeff Passan, can you really look at yourself in the mirror after putting that out there and think this is a legitimate report? I could very easily see this playing out this offseason where the Pirates spend money.
He was doing his hair. He had to let his kid tweet it for him. Type this up for me.
Josh, I'm gonna flip it to you. You've obviously been in the weeds of this. What's actually happening here with the Pirates?
First off, Jeff Passan is the last guy who's going to do Ben Sherrington and Bob Nutting a favor. So I don't think that this is any kind of
that's what I don't get.
Any kind of plant of that type. But I think the only thing you could really take away with this is that they're willing to offer more than they ever have. The problem is, are they willing to offer more than any other team is going to offer? The offer that was there, and take it or leave it if you think it's real or not. I've heard from a couple places. The offer that was there was still $10 million short of what Seattle offered. So are you really playing?
Bro's got new buttons.
Yeah. The buttons.
Oh, man. Buttons. Sorry. I had to. No. And no disrespect.
Overall or AAV?
Overall.
Oh, that's not that bad.
But are you just going to that level where you're like, we know he won't sign, but this will look good?
That's what I said in our
text.
That's
what all these teams do.
That's what I'm worried about.
Now, granted, that is more than the Pirates. 3 years, $39 million. That's the largest free agent contract that they've given out. So
Ivan Nova?
Liriano. Ivan Nova was the last multi-year deal in 2016, I believe. But here's the thing. The Pirates have stumbled themselves into a generational talent in Paul Skeens. He's won a Rookie of the Year and a Cy Young already. If he can convince Bob Nutting to spend money, build a statue. That's, you know what I mean?
I wish we had Josh on the pod back when those reports came out. Or I don't even know if it was reports, but it was just a hot topic with Paul Skeens and whether or not he actually wanted to be a Pirate or not. Josh and I kind of went at it because Josh was fully sold on the fact that Paul Skeens just bleeds black and yellow, which I think could not be further from the truth. But
those have been clearly refuted. Those comments have been clearly refuted. So
yeah,
better late than never.
Clearly, he didn't lie.
No. I'm not even talking. I'm not even talking about the Yankee stuff. He told Dan Patrick
verbatim that they weren't true.
No, I'm talking last year when I don't even remember what sparked it, but the conversation got brought up. It's like, does Paul Skeens actually want to be here? Oh, it's when they were talking extension, when the idea or when when the idea of an extension came up, and he was just like, yeah, I'm just here to win here and now, and we'll see where things go. And I'm like, okay, guy,
smart.
Could not be more transparent here.
Smart.
I think he wants to win in Pittsburgh. I don't think he would ever sign an extension there. He also wants free agency, and he deserves that. They all do. But I think that he sees that as a challenge.
He gone.
I need to take it easy on Josh. I don't want to scare him away after the first episode.
Yeah, we're halfway through.
You're fine.
Sorry. So then what do you think? Fast forward to the eve of opening day. What's the Pirates' shiny new toy that they're taking the field with opening day?
Connor Griffin.
No, I know they're excited about Connor Griffin, but
no, I guess what I'm saying is they're not going to sign anybody.
Okay, so there we go.
They also offered 4 to 5 years of Schwarber. Wonder what that number is.
Not enough.
They're not getting that. They're looking for lefty power. Who's left? Bellinger? They're not going to go that high.
I mean, $12 in a lifetime supply of hoagies, I just don't think is going to get it done for Schwarber, if I'm being honest.
That's all they got.
No. They're not going to be able to play ball.
They're going to bring back IKF.
They're not going to do that. He's probably the one that opened
shiny
his mouth.
new toy. Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Probably the
source,
one running
bro.
his mouth.
That's the source. IKF was like, he wants to be a Yankee. I don't know what you want from me. He said it to my face.
Kyle, we'll talk when the trade happens between the Pirates and Boston.
I can't wait.
When you get Mitch Keller.
No.
We'll talk
Paul
about
Skeens, but
Abreu or the password coming to the Pittsburgh.
That's totally fine. Give us Skeens. We'll give you
No, Keller.
No. I'm not interested in Keller. Give us Skeens. We'll give you Abreu and Tessie.
No. If it's Skeens,
you're not getting Wally.
You're giving me Abreu, you're giving me Anthony, you're giving me Cedon, you're giving me. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. You're getting
Cassis?
We're keeping Wally and we'll give you Tessie. That's as far as we go. That's as far as this conversation
You
goes.
get a lobster roll and Yoshida.
I heard they hung up the phone on you.
I mean, that's a once in a lifetime deal. When else what other team can offer you a quality lobster roll in Masataka Yoshida?
Yeah.
Man, what a blockbuster trade that'll be. I can't wait for that day. Speaking of blockbuster, let's talk TV. I'll be honest with you, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this announcement that came out today with these TV deals and these rights. It was announced that MLB, I guess, was it officially announced today or was it just reported that this is coming? Okay, so officially reported today. NBC will be taking over Sunday Night Baseball and the first round of the playoffs. Netflix will be taking opening day, the return of the Field of Dreams game, as well as the Home Run Derby. And then I guess ESPN will be taking over MLB TV, as well as out-of-market, select in-market games. Can somebody explain to me what this transition to ESPN is like? How does MLB TV just carry over to the ESPN app? I'm having a hard time making sense of what that's going to look like.
It doesn't make sense to me either. But I mean, the ESPN app has been $9.99, $11.99, something like that. That's about to jump to whatever, I think the idea, I could see maybe not the first year, but eventually the whole, hey, you can pay $70 for the year, you get your team every out of market game for the year, and then what is it, $120 and you get every game. I could see ESPN getting rid of that model and just charging $60 a month to use their platform. And then
there was a bundle, I think it was like ESPN Unlimited, Hulu, and I think Disney. It's like $30 a month. I'm like,
that's going to go.
There's no way. Can we stop? Like this, it's too much. Like what's out there now? Forget baseball. What's out there now for sports fans? ESPN, Peacock, Prime, Netflix. What else? What am I missing? Just any sports.
I mean, if there's UFC fans, they're getting it through ESPN. You've got
Apple.
There's Apple.
That's gone too, by the way, right? I think we saw that a couple months ago.
No, I think
Friday
that's
night
still
games
going.
are done.
Yeah, Apple still has Fridays.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you need access to TBS for the postseason. You need access to Fox.
You said that NBC is taking Sunday Night Baseball?
Yeah, which I think I actually called that the last time, like months, maybe even like a year or two ago. We were talking about with ESPN, or no, maybe this was last year. We were talking about ESPN possibly showing themselves to the door as it related to baseball coverage, and we were spitballing like who would be a good platform to take that slot. And I said I'd love to see NBC slide in there.
I think you're making that up.
I'm dead serious.
I'll
I'll go pull the receipt.
You do that.
Thank you.
I mean, all it's all fine and dandy till next September. And football is also on Sunday night on NBC. What is that about? What are we going to do then?
So
How's that gonna
apparently
work?
the Sunday nights are NBC/Peacock. I bet they moved to Peacock when that happens.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Football stays on NBC and baseball gets relegated to Peacock.
Peacock used to be the Sunday morning, and it was Roku for the last couple of years. I believe that's going back to them as well.
I don't understand.
Do we do we hear the conversation that's happening right now? This is insanity. All the as sports fans, the streaming options have gone too far. But we've just blindly accepted it because we just want to watch our sports. And these providers know that, and they're going to keep charging it. They're going to make it more difficult to watch these sports. They're going to have too many barriers, and we're just going to continue to fork over our money.
You know how like everything just kind of cycles back where everyone like there's kids wearing baggy pants again, you know, like it's early 2000s. And they're going to like thrift stores and they're like, this is a vintage shirt. It's like, no, that's just an old shirt. Cable needs to come back. Bring cable back. I want cable. I want that hard, thick cable coming out of the wall, plugging it into my TV, and that's the only spot it's going to go. And I want commercials.
Pause.
I got there. Had to go there. That's what I want. I want a TV guide. I want to scroll through a TV guide. I want it all. What do you want? Like ESPN's not even on YouTube TV anymore.
Are you asking what I want, or
Like
just
I don't know what this is. What people ask for. This is what I want. Netflix to start sending DVDs through the mail again. That's what I want.
it's the people in the replies that just piss me off, where they're just like they're responding to these platforms. Like Netflix will put out a tweet, or I mean, I'm not saying this is happening. Just as an example, Netflix puts a tweet out, "Hey, we're getting opening night in the Field of Dreams game," and then you get these people instead of bringing some sense to the conversation and be like, "Hey, can we not do this? Can we not have another platform now that we're going to have access to pay for to consume the sport that we want to watch?" But instead of doing that, they're getting in the replies and be like, "Okay, well, how does this impact my ability to watch this? And will you still be providing that?" It's like, stop. Can we please stop catering to these platforms and like, please, Mr. Netflix, sir, can you flip this switch or unlock this so I can watch that, or so I can watch this? We're just going to keep giving them our money.
How is it that ESPN isn't good enough to keep Sunday Night Baseball, but they're good enough to take the rest of our games? How's that going to work?
So if you go back to February, ESPN opted out. They had an opt out for the last 3 years of their deal, which was around $1.65 billion. The money doesn't make sense here. They've essentially added a bunch of stuff and then broke even because Manfred and ESPN kind of had a fight. They kind of got like high school drama going on, and like, I'm breaking up with you. No, I'm breaking up with you. And then they finally made up in July, and this is what they worked out. But after Manfred tried to recoup the money with Netflix and NBC and all that. By the way, it does say that NBC will have 25 Sunday night games will air mostly on NBC, the rest on NBC Sports Network. All of them will be on Peacock. So you'll still get NBC Sports Network. Also, ESPN's back on YouTube TV now.
That is back? I can't keep up. I can't keep up.
I hate this. I hate this.
I don't have time
this
for
is
this.
so stupid.
What's that meme where it's the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia and there's just like red lines all over the place and he's losing his mind? That's what it's like to try and figure out where I can watch these damn games. Where do I go? How do I do it? How much money does it cost? I don't understand. What are they doing? And you're still going to get blacked out. Don't think that's not going anywhere. That's staying forever. I hate it. I wasn't going to get worked up. Give me that thick, hard cable back.
Relax, bro.
Plug it into the TV.
Relax.
Give me that coax.
So it's interesting,
You're
though,
walking a tight line, my friend.
as ESPN gets MLB TV, they're also getting, so it's all the out-of-market games. They're keeping the price where it is. I think it's $150 right now. There are packages for a single team, but the 6 teams that actually moved to MLB TV because they lost their rights are the Guardians, Padres, Twins, Diamondbacks, Rockies, and Mariners. Those teams will now have ESPN broadcasting all their home games.
Run me through that list one more time. I did see it, but I can't remember who.
Guardians, Padres, Twins, Diamondbacks, Rockies, and Mariners.
That's
all
too
Root
much.
Sports, isn't it?
Some of that
It used
is,
to be
yeah.
Root Sports.
Yeah, and I think Seattle actually bought Root Sports, and now they're doing away with that as well. And I think that's how they got it.
Well, the D-backs have like
What's
their
happening to
own.
my guy Drew Goodman? What's that going to be about for the Rockies? He's been calling games forever.
Yeah. Don't the D-backs have like their own thing?
They were available to purchase. It was an extra charge on MLB TV.
Yeah, they've turned it over to them.
Yeah,
Oh, so okay, I see.
which
That's
I didn't. I don't think we did because I didn't get to watch any Diamondbacks games this year. But yeah, dude,
hate
I
this.
can't keep it straight. It's insane. But from what it sounds like, we can get ESPN, then Peacock, and that gets us where we need to be.
I
right?
mean, I guess like if you want to watch opening night, you got to have Netflix. If you want to watch the
guess
home run
Apple
derby, you
TV.
got to have Netflix. If you want to watch the Field of Dreams game, you got to have Netflix. If you want to watch the All-Star game, you got to have Fox. If you want to watch the World Baseball Classic, you got to have Fox. If you want to watch LDS, LCS, World Series, you got to have Fox. If you want to watch LDS or the LCS, you got to have TBS. And if you want to watch on Fridays, you got to have Apple. It's too much.
So does
Yeah.
NBC take the TBS slot? If that's what that means, what did I just say? NBC.
NBC take
They
the
take
what
the
slot?
postseason.
Do they take the TBS
They take
spot?
they've got
I
the
hope
wild
so.
card round. They've
I
got
hope
the
they
wild
don't.
card round.
I hope they don't hire Ron Darling. No disrespect.
No. Well, not me. I don't.
The last thing I remember seeing live on Netflix that tanked, their servers crashed, was that Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. Have they done something live since? Because like I'm curious to see how that goes. I don't know what viewership is going to be of what that was compared to a home run derby, but I don't know. We're probably going to be there anyway, aren't we?
Oh, home run derby. I was thinking World Baseball Classic. Who's
What's
to
that
say?
going to be on?
How
can I get MLB Network?
Fox.
That's all I care about.
World
because it's
Baseball
not on
Classic.
YouTube TV.
That's going to be at ESPN. You're gonna
All
have
right.
if you have MLB TV, which is going to be on ESPN, you will have access to MLB Network.
I think that's a big question for me. Will they continue to provide MLB Network through their service of MLB TV?
I think yes. I think
Come
it's
out
just
with
going to
more
be
shows, by the
on
way.
ESPN.
MLB Network has 3 shows. Like,
Keep Central. That's
yeah,
that's
can we
goated.
add to the mix a little bit?
That's goated.
It's just 6
it's-
hours of the MLB Now.
It's too much, man. It's too much. I hate it.
All right.
But
what
like
else
I
you got
say,
for me?
continue to spend our money. We got some DMs. Murray wants
These
to know
questions or comments?
questions.
Okay.
Bringing DMs back. It's been admittedly far too long since I've fielded some DMs. So we're gonna make this a regular thing again. So prepare. Keep an eye out each week for the story on IG. That's probably where I'll get these submissions from. So like I said, keep an eye out there. and we'll make this a regular thing again, like we used to have it. Lead us off here, Murray, friend of the pod. Murray says, when can we bring back the 3-0 fake? I think we were talking about this right before we hopped on, actually.
I got an idea. Don't say anything. Next question. Suck it, Murray. I got an idea. It just came to mind, too. I didn't even know he was going to ask that.
I can't say anything. You don't want me to say anything?
No. Murray, you'll find out eventually. I'll text you. I'll let you know. But I think we should bring it back in a different way. And that's my idea. We need to talk about it off air.
Okay. I like that. All right. Man, I really jammed myself up with names this episode already. Stayepin.
Okay.
I looked up the phonetics. I think it's Stayepin. There's a J in there. J is silent. Asks, which free agent are you most excited for?
No.
I feel like my head immediately went to Bo Bichette, and I had to fight the voice in the back of my head saying he's just going to end up back in Toronto. And I said, no, I want to see Bo Bichette hit the market and find a new home. No disrespect to Toronto. I think he had a good run there, but I think this is going to be a face I'd like to see in a new place. Also, I'm a sucker for shortstops. I mean, that's no secret.
But I don't think he's going to be a shortstop moving forward. It kind of sounds like he's not going to be.
No, but that's another reason I'm excited about it, because of the versatility he brings to the table. But I'm just going off of the Bo Bichette we've known as a shortstop.
I don't know. I mean, some of these feel like cop-out answers. I guess I'm excited for Schwarber, I guess, just because of the age and like he's super one-dimensional. And I'm excited to see what kind of contract that brings and what kind of AAV it brings. You know, still putting up MVP type numbers. Like, it makes me wonder. Like, I love that that's the free agency we grew up with, right? Like, you're not hitting free agency until, 32, 33, 34. And then you see like a lot of these guys getting paid, and then the contract doesn't look great towards the end of it. So like, I feel like this is one of the first names that comes to mind. I know we saw like an Aaron Judge a couple years ago that was, on the later end, but this is like his next contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's had so much established already and so much that he's done that, like, I'm kind of excited to see if he does leave. I've heard like a lot of chatter about like the Braves, which I think would be really interesting. It'd be really strange to see, considering how much he's tormented them in a Philly uniform. But he did pretty well during that home run derby, or the home run derby of the All-Star game, right?
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man. I would say Schwarber, just because of the different element to it. Everyone else kind of checks that normal box that we're used to, right? Like late 20s, they're hitting their peak years. They're just going to get a fat contract. But like, Schwarber brings a lot of impact immediately. And it doesn't seem like there's going to be a ton of guilt with like the length of the contract. So I'm curious to see who does it, who's willing to eat, we're talking 30 to 35 mil a year probably for 3 or 4 years, and just hoping that he hits 120 to 150 home runs during that span.
I like it. I like it a lot. Austin asks, and this is just a reminder for those, if you're new to listening to us, these DMs that we're planning to bring back and make a regular thing again, they can be baseball, especially during the off season. They can be baseball related, sure, of course. But I
already like the preface to this.
They can also just be completely off the grid.
Now we're talking.
And this is what we're working with here. Austin asks, when a deaf person thinks, whose voice do they hear?
Oh, come on, Austin.
I can't even begin to think about answering this question because I genuinely don't know.
I don't know, but I've heard that like there's some people that don't have an internal dialogue. I've heard there's some people out there that don't have like, I have thoughts all the time. My brain is just always thinking of the most ridiculous things. And I'm glad I have somewhat of a filter to save me. But some people don't have that. Some people just go around their day just like no thoughts, just free balling. Pretty wild.
Nate's internal voice is Michael K.
I like that.
Nate's been known to drop a.
I'm a Red Sox fan. Oh, okay. That's ridiculous. Now I got to figure out how to create some buttons.
Good luck. Good luck. I hear we got some trivia. Is this how we're going to wrap up the offseason pods moving forward with a little bit of trivia?
We can.
A little trivia to take the edge off?
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready to roll?
You see those? Those TikToks are so good. Well, they go to Chili's and they have like a mozzarella stick and like just a little something to take the edge off. They're like ashing a cigar.
I've seen the ones where they do it with the Christmas trees, like the little Debbie things, and it's like when you don't smoke, but you need to take a break.
Oh,
Christmas tree
all right.
cakes.
Well, we got I think we talked about doing a timer on this sucker. So you got the timer ready at least? You want me to do the timer?
I think we'll make the timer up here.
All
We'll
right.
make the timer up.
I'll add the timer after
You
the
gonna watch
fact.
the clock?
Yeah, we'll watch the clock. We got a little Josh Naylor trivia here, kind of.
Oh boy. Okay.
It's based around this. Okay, so this is where we're getting it, and I got a couple notes on Naylor as well for you, Nate, and then while you guys think, I'll give you those.
Sounds
So
like
let's
he's
go
gonna
with the
correct me
question
on some
first.
stuff.
What's that?
Sounds like you're gonna correct me on some stuff.
It's what you wanted me to do.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Josh Naylor
regret what
was
I
the
asked for.
third first baseman to have at least 25 doubles, 20 home runs, and 30 steals in a season. Just the third one. Minimum games at first base being 120 games. So they're playing first base, right? He had 29, 20, and 30, and 25. So there are two other, one of them did it twice. There are two other guys, and I'll give you a hint right out of the gate. They've all been since the year 1997. Okay?
I like that.
So there are two other first basemen, 25 doubles, 20 homers. That's the minimum, by the way. They had more than Naylor. 25 doubles, 20 homers, 30 steals in a season.
30
Think about
steals.
that. I'll give you a couple Josh Naylor notes while we're at it. You mentioned his defense. Outs above average on Baseball Reference actually have him above average defensively. Defensive runs saved over the whole course of it is low. However, -6 defensive runs saved with Arizona at first base last year, +5 defensive runs saved while he was with Seattle. So the Mariners
turf
aren't
thing.
thinking about a defensive liability. They saw a plus defender at first base. Maybe that's where they were fooled.
Interesting.
Do we have any guesses?
I got
Oh,
a
wait, I
name
will
that
say
I
one
wanna
more
throw
thing.
out
I will
there.
say one more thing there before you throw it out. Cal Raleigh had comments before Naylor was signed with them about how he was sort of the MVP of the clubhouse. So I think there's something there too to say that they loved Naylor in the clubhouse, to say if Cal Raleigh's speaking up, maybe that's the guy you go after rather than going after like a Pete Alonso.
See, that's what I'm saying is I feel like in the same way, I mean, I love our sweet young Prince Bryce, but like a lot of people for the majority of the early parts of his career were just like, this guy's a punk. But anybody with eyes can look at how Bryce has evolved as a player, as a leader, and a clubhouse guy and be like, he's not the same kid he was when he got to the league. And a guy that Nate, you and I have had thoughts and comments on in years past, like we alluded to, Josh Naylor, it might be a similar thing where like he's becoming like he's the vet now. He's not some young buck trying to stir up controversy in the Bronx or anything. he's just a guy that's down for the cause, just want to play some ball. Maybe that's what they saw, and clearly Cal thinks the same thing. So Cal Raleigh, that is.
Smart.
I don't know.
All right, what do you got
in there?
I'm
thinking
since '97.
I'm trying to decide if how much now because he was with the. I was gonna say Cody Bellinger because I was trying to remember how much time he was spending in the outfield versus first base. Yeah. And I wasn't sure, but then Rizzo kind of threw me off that.
Does the hint of 97 mean that the first example is from 97? Is that how 100%, that usually works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. All right.
But it's not hard. I say that because I'm looking at the name.
97.
So I don't know.
7.
Yeah, I wonder. Bellinger was close to some of those numbers, but he never had all three of those numbers in a season. He's never stole 30 bags. One of them is pretty recent, still an active player, free agent this year. The other one is from the 90s and is in the Hall of Fame. Just to speed things up.
Dude.
Pretty notorious for being that kind of a guy, too.
It's not Jim Thome.
Not even close to being notorious for stealing bags.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. It's not Jim Thome.
He's ruling
I
them
was
out.
just trying to go back to that era.
Yeah.
That was the first guy that came to mind.
This player only stole 30 bags twice. He did all three of those things both of those times. 449 home runs, 488 doubles, 202 steals.
97?
Rookie of the Year, MVP.
Miguel Cabrera?
And I believe 30 bags for Miggy. Yeah.
It's too early.
And I believe
wasn't a Rocky, was it?
No, but he spent his whole career with one team and it almost was your team.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means? Team. Okay.
To my team?
Let me double check that. I thought, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Or my team or Nate's team?
Your team, Kyle's team. The other one just played with Nate's team, the more recent one.
Oh, that's a great hint.
Yeah, it's a huge hint.
Really narrows the field
out there.
Yeah, that's it, man. You got one.
All right.
Hey,
Paul
well
Goldschmidt,
done.
Great job. Put the claps in the.
Look at you. Yeah. Hey. Let's clap it up.
All right.
Let's get there.
All right.
Give me a second. Here we go. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so the Hall of Famer who did it twice was traded in August of 1990 from the Red Sox to the team that he played his entire career with.
Well, it wasn't
He was traded for
Mo
Larry
Vaughn.
Anderson, who I've never heard of.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. He's probably a great guy.
Oh, wait, you said he almost played for Red Sox.
He was drafted by the Red Sox and traded before he made his debut. Larry Anderson, though, I just said I'd never heard of him, dude. Played 17 years in the show. Way to go, man. 13.9 career, 40 and 39 record with a 3.15 ERA. Larry Anderson, great job.
It's not the same era, obviously, but first baseman almost played for the Red Sox, Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so who was the first one? He's a Hall of Famer, guys. JB.
Noted non-Hall of Famer, Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
Wait, JB.
That's his initials.
Oh
Just
my
felt like,
gosh.
keeping this thing
This
moving.
is terrible.
His whole entire career was played with the Houston Astros.
This is Jeff Bagwell.
There
What
we
are
go.
we doing?
Never would have guessed he swiped 30 bags.
Really? He did it
That's
twice. 30
crazy.
and 31 in
Yeah,
97
come
and
on.
99.
I'm
Guy
not.
had tree trunks for legs.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from him, but it's. We're setting the threshold at 30, and he did it 30 and 31. So it's not like he's
So to be
swiping
fair,
50.
to be fair, that is the 30. That's the threshold. That's what Naylor had too. But Naylor had
Sure,
29 doubles and 20 homers. These guys, Goldschmidt had 33 doubles, 24 homers, and 32 steals. Bagwell had 35 doubles, 42 homers, and 30 steals, and 40 doubles, 43 homers, and 31 steals.
31 bags, if you will.
If you will.
If
Bagwell.
you will.
And call him Bagwell for nothing.
Preach. All right. That's a good opening installment of trivia. See, Nate was worried, just to give you folks a little peek behind the curtain. Nate was worried that there was just going to be too much dead time as we're sitting there thinking, but shout out to our guy, Josh, in the corner.
He led us to the water. I mean, we needed all the help we could get.
Well, no, I wasn't even going to say that. I was just going to say, giving us some nice context to fill the void. So I like closing things out with a little bit of trivia.
Me too.
I'm down for it. Hopefully the folks do as well.
We'll keep it moving a little faster than we do in the live streams. I'll lead you to water if we have to.
It doesn't. I feel dirty. I don't feel that clean.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled with my performance there personally.
I mean, you got Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
Nate got Goldschmidt. I provided no value to this, but that's the business we call show. Let's keep this rolling, and we'll get better at it. People like on these videos that Nate, the games I've been posting that we did recently. People are like, "How did you miss this? How did you miss that?" And I'm like, your brain just shuts down when you're on the spot like this. So like, it's easy if you're just a consumer. You're like, "Oh, it's X, Y, or Z," but the brain, you black out.
Yeah, leave me alone.
We'll get better. We'll get better at this, but good stuff. That's all I really had.
Clap it up for JB in the corner. First episode 583.
What a debut.
What a debut.
What a debut. What a debut.
All right, gents.
Appreciate you, Josh. Looking forward to doing this more often. This will be good. I have no doubts that the people will love this addition to the pod. You guys got anything else?
All I got for me.
Nothing.
Oh, we may have to figure out. I won't put you on the spot now, Josh. We may have to get you squared away with a sign off.
Yeah, my show. It's Let's Go Bucks. I don't think we want that here.
No. Oh my gosh, insufferable. I gotta figure out some buttons. No, cut.
I love it. All right, yeah, that's all I got.
2 Pirates buttons is insane.
Yeah.
They dominate the first page of the soundboard. I tell you what.
Oh, time to go to bed. Don't go chasing curveballs.
We love you all, and as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time.
Go Pirates!